Hello guys, today I'm going to draw a bird illustration, so let's just start with making a sketch. So first I'm going to draw a basic shape of the body and also 2 wings on each side. To get the anatomy and overall design on point, I recommend that you search for some bird images on Google that will help you out. I usually pick 1 or even more that I think will help me with drawing. Anyway, now I will start adding some details like eyes since I'm quite happy with the overall shape of the body. And I will also try to draw a leg, but as you've seen from the thumbnail, this is not the final posture of the leg and I will make them straight later on. And on this next clip you can see that I removed the leg because I just didn't like the way it looked. But I will go and try to draw it again, but honestly, this was the most difficult part of the whole sketching part, and that's because legs are hard to draw in general. But I managed to draw them in the end, even though they still look messy. Then I turned to adding more details to the wings and other parts of the artwork, as well as making the lines more thick. I just want to say that this illustration was actually a work for a client. So that's one of the reasons why there was so many changes and adjustments. But I can say I'm pretty happy how this illustration turned out in the end. And on the next clip you can see the final version of the artwork that was approved by the client. So now I'm going to import that sketch and place it in Adobe Illustrator. And here I have my sketch placed on the artboard, and as you can see, I reduced the opacity of the sketch and then I selected stroke from color picker panel. Then I had to make 2 separate layers, one for the sketch and another for the outline. That way I can make sure that I don't move this sketch on accident. And now you just need to follow these lines with pen tool as close as possible. After you trace the outside part of the sketch, proceed to tracing the inside part as well, basically using the same method. There is not much more to say here, except that you just need to repeat the same thing for each part of the sketch, just like I'm doing it right now. And when you're finally done with outlining the sketch, follow me on the next step. And in the next step we are going to select all these lines we just created, and convert them from stroke to fill. Then activate Shape Builder tool, and click on all of these objects while holding Alt key to remove them. Next we want to create new object that is larger than this outline, and give it some color. Then select everything and use Shape Builder again to remove the extra part on the outside. Now we have our artwork colored and it already looks pretty good. But we're not done just yet, so we need to create a new layer that we will use for adding the shadows. You can see that I used darker shade of the main color for shadows, and now I'm shading the parts of the artwork to make this illustration more realistic. It may seem like I'm just adding shadows at random places, but in the end you will see that it all makes sense. You just need to imagine what would this actually look like in 3D space, and then just place the shadows where you think they need to be. On this next clip, you can see that I'm adding a lot of shadows under the wing, and that's because I imagined a light source coming from above the bird, and since the wing is not exposed to the light, I need to add a lot of shadows on this area. And like I said, light source is coming from above the bird, that's why I'm also going to add shadows to the lower part of the body. You can also use brush tool for shading in Illustrator, and that is exactly what I'm going to try in some of my next videos. Now I will select color picker again and choose a different color for highlights. Then just repeat the same process but this time with lighter color so I can highlight certain parts of the artwork. With highlights, I always like to create some objects like circle, then duplicate that object to other areas. Good thing is that you can duplicate that object as many times you like and also transform it to the shape you want, and it also gives the illustration more organic look. I will also need to add some shadows to the nose and also to the eye, but basically this illustration is done. Hope you learned something in this video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like. Also, if you have any questions about this video, let me know down in the comments so I can help you out. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you want to see more of this type of videos in the future. Stay creative and I will see you next time.